right, let's look at dynamics first. A lot of people actually say there's 3 really important things when you're performing a piece. The most important things are you start and end together. Great. If you do nothing else, just do those 2 things. Second is you want to play together with everybody else that's in your group. If you're playing solo, not a big deal, but if you're playing with a group, if you're not playing the right note, but if you're playing them together, that's a lot better, actually, than playing the right notes not together. Third thing people will say is you're playing the notes with the right dynamic, which is surprising that playing the right dynamic is actually more important than playing the right notes. One thing you might not realize is that dynamics matter even more than playing the notes in how the piece sounds emotionally. Let's just do a very, very simple example. So I'm going to do one note 2 ways. One note piano, and then one note forte. Is going to make a much bigger difference than if I change that note to so that is why it's so important. I argue if you're a little bit out of tune on some of these notes, going to be more enjoyable for the audience if you're at least playing the dynamics. Now people may argue with me, but that's what I think. So let's take an example, just to help you understand how it matters in context. The opening is very interesting because we have the same thing played piano, then played piano again. And the third time it changes, it also gets a little swell, louder, and then back down. So let me show you the first time. The second time. Third time. That probably sounded pretty intuitive to you. It's like, that's what you expect music to sound like. So now I'm going to turn it on the head, just to make you appreciate how you shouldn't take this for granted. The first thing I'll do is I'll remove the dynamic contrast. We'll play everything piano, and you can see how this version sounds. That pales in comparison. It sounds anemic, like, what are you doing? Where's the energy? Let's take this even further. That was like, we're not trying, but what if we actively did damage to this by doing the wrong dynamics? So I'm gonna play the opposite dynamics as is written. So instead of doing piano, piano, swell to mezzo piano, then back down to piano, I'm gonna do mezzo piano, decrease to piano, and then get louder again. I think this is going to sound kind of crazy, but let's try it. Should have actually crescendoed at the end, right? I naturally tried to do the musical thing and get softer. It probably sounded very weird, and the thing to realize is that if we're not paying attention, a lot of the things that sounded like mistakes, people actually do them when they're playing and performing because they're not paying attention to exactly their actual bow and how they are sounding in the moment. So this is just kind of a big wake-up call to record yourself when you're practicing and see if the dynamics that you're producing line up with what you intend. That will, by itself, make a very, very big difference in your playing.